You want to know the spicy twist in my life that I was not ready for? Getting wrinkles along with acne deep into my 40s. So I've decided to go on Differin, which is also known as Adapalene, for the very first time in my life. Now, I have been on Retin A before. In fact, I was on this in the 1980s when I was still a kid and I had acne. I would have been around maybe 12 or 13 when I was on it. And Retin A was the first generation of these topicals that I used, and I don't remember it that well other than it kind of ripped off a layer of my skin. But it was effective on acne at the time. By and large, I have not really had acne since then, maybe here and there a little bit. My skin has been pretty clear over the years, but recently I have had a breakout. I have some closed comedones, which are these little bumps, and I thought, let's just try Differin because a lot of people also seem to have a really nice anti-aging effect from it, although it seems like it's not entirely clear if it's effective to do that. So I thought, may as well just try it and find out. It's winter as I'm filming this. I've only just started to use it. I've just noticed that my skin's been looking really dull lately, and no surprise, I have wind blowing in my face half of the days. So I'm gonna see what Differin can do for me. I will of course make sure to put sunscreen on top daily and take you along. We'll have a look at what this medication can do, or not. We'll see. A shout out is in order to my friend Alex, who gave me 1/3 left of her prescription Differin XP that she had left so that I don't have to go and fill a prescription because I'm not 100% sure if I'm gonna like it. And this stuff is like, I think $190. Now I know your little fingers are getting ready to type in the comments like, you can get this over the counter, but yes, you can. It is the lesser strength. I've used it about 3 times so far, and already I'm seeing that there's a bit more luminosity and less dead look to my face, so that's always a bonus. Specific issues I'm trying to address are like little spots of hyperpigmentation, which is what's happening now after I have a little bit of a breakout flare up. I have bumps here in my skin. I don't have too many fine lines. I do have some deeper ones. I'm not sure it will do anything for those, but just overall making my appearance and skin look healthier, more revived. I don't know. I don't care that much if I look younger or not. I just don't want to look like a zombie or the crypt keeper. I'll insert a photo. You can see a close-up of what I look like now. I'm standing in front of my window. It's January out there, so it's very cold. I will keep you guys updated. Hello from Biscayne Park, Miami. It's now February as I'm recording this. It's been about 6 weeks on Differin, and I'm very spackled in makeup, so it would probably be hard to tell, but it's been a complete breeze. I do have a bit of dry skin around my nose, and I think that's more because I've had a cold and I've been blowing my nose for the last week. I have had some dry skin here on my cheek, especially this one, but generally speaking, I've been tolerating the Adapalene really well. The water is very harsh here. I have found that. So I do have these dry patches right here and here, but other than that, so easy. Still did get a breakout though, it's right here. One thing I've not been afraid to do, and maybe you could do this too if you're considering trying Differin, is to really back off anytime that I feel like the dry skin is coming or that my skin in any way is getting irritated. I've taken entire days off. I mean, I was sick, as I mentioned, so I took unexpectedly 3 days off entirely from using it. You can go slow because the idea behind using this is it's a marathon, right? Not a sprint. So if you're looking at it over 2 years, for example, taking 3 days off is really no big deal. And you can use it that way. Just wanted to show you this car that I walk by every day. It's so cute. So it might be helpful to know a little bit about my skin. I have really tolerant skin. Really nothing irritates me, luckily. Okay, I got a little bit too smug about how the Differin was going. I did end up getting a whole purging moment. Helen in editing here. I keep saying purging, but what I mean is a specific type of purging called retinization, which is more associated with redness, dryness, itchiness. It took a long time, longer than I think it does for most people, but at about the 7-ish week mark, my face started stinging, just your typical purging step, but it's over now. So I had about 3 days of stinging skin, and then I just completely stopped using Differin, and it felt fine. It feels fine now. I'm back to using it. All is good, but I did have the skin purge that you hear about. I am now at the 6-month mark of using Differin XP, and I've had to take a week off. I'm gonna tell you about it. Face-wise, I think this stuff is amazing. It's done a really nice job, but I said my skin is not sensitive. I lied. Well, I didn't lie. I didn't know that my neck is actually very sensitive. So what happened was over the months, I guess just little bit by little bit, it has been creeping down my neck, especially at nighttime because I kind of sleep like Big Bird, like that. It's made my neck really red, really red. So I'm taking a break For a week, I'm just covering this as best I can, including during the daytime. And going forward, I'm going to use an occlusive layer here before I use Adapalene. I'm also going to switch to using it in the daytime. You can use Differin and Adapalene in the daytime because it does not photodegrade, unlike other forms of retinol. So I know at the beginning of this video I had a before photo, and guess what? I lost that actual photo, but I have one that was taken the same day, just with my hair down instead, so we can compare it January to now, June. And I'm not sure you're going to see a huge difference. I don't think that I look younger or anything like that. I don't think that this has done much for my fine lines, which I had addressed, or even my heavy duty lines like my 11s, but definitely the closed comedones, which I don't think you can see that well on the before photo. Those you'll just have to take my word for it. They're a lot better. And I do want to address the other couple points that I had made earlier on. I'm not wearing any makeup right now. I just wanted to show you what my skin looks like. It's quite shiny all the time. This is what my skin looks like all the time now on Differin. It has a much more smooth appearance, and on the whole, I'm really happy with how this has been working. Okay, adult acne, the thing that everyone wants to know about. How has Differin worked on my adult acne? If you recall, I had said that I had had acne up here. I had had just a spot at that point. I don't seem to get any acne now that I am on Differin above the chin, but I am still getting the odd spot here on my chin. I got a really bad one over here that left actually a lot of red hyperpigmentation, and Adapalene did not seem to be able to do very much for that. But on the whole, I'd say it's definitely reduced about 50% of what I used to have, but it is not down to nothing. So it has not been functioning as a cure for me. The other thing I want to address is the crushing price of Differin XP, at least when you have it without a prescription. It is around $200. I have insurance and I have a copay, and it's still $25, even though most of my drugs are covered, so obviously it's very expensive. But that said, it lasts forever. When you just use a pea-sized amount on your face, my goodness, one of these bottles probably would last me, I would imagine, 6 months. So $50 would be worth it, considering that I spend that kind of money on Sephora creams that don't do anything and don't have any actives in them. Okay, I'm in my spare bedroom now. That's why it looks a little bit weird and there's a bit of an echo. I did hook myself up with an Adapalene prescription from my doctor, and she had the funniest response when I kind of sheepishly asked for it. She's like, yeah, of course I'll write you a prescription for Differin. This is my GP. She's like, it's not like you're asking me for Adderall. And we both chuckled at the time. And then I thought, wait a minute, is she getting asked for Adderall all the time? She probably is. I've had this tube open for quite a while, and there's barely anything gone despite using it every day. I came into this room specifically so that you could see my face quite well. I don't use Botox, not that I have anything against it. I'm just cheap, lazy, and Botox doesn't last very long on me. But I wanted you to get a true sense of the texture and how just dewy my skin is all the time. It's like having a different face. So do I recommend Differin XP? I think I do. If you are interested in it, I think it is worth trying. And if you don't want to use this, one thing I did notice is that I had bought some over-the-counter stuff. Let me go get it, actually. I'll be back. So I bought this teeny tiny version over-the-counter. This was the 0.1. So this is 0.1, and Differin XP is 0.3. So this is a lot stronger, but this is very effective as well. I actually found not a big difference between using the two of these because I have been experimenting, but this is more drying. Something about the way that this formula is made, it is less drying and it creates less skin flaking. The actual brand name Differin, I don't know, maybe that's just me. This was from Walgreens, maybe it's just that version. I don't know, but I did find it effective. So if you don't want to invest, tons of money in this was like $14 or something like that. I'm sure you could get more for even cheaper if you look for it on sale. I'll put a link down below in the description. I would say just buy the brand name Differin, because I think brand name Differin over the counter and this are pretty much the same price. So all in all, age 47, adult acne, yes, it is effective. I didn't get too much dry skin, but it did do a number on my neck eventually. It took time for that to start happening, and I did notice it, and I should have really done more to prevent it from getting worse, but I didn't. I just kept going with the Adapalene. So I'm gonna lay off now for a week. Hopefully this all heals up and I can go back to using Differin. And even though I've stopped and it's been a number of days, my skin is still looking pretty good. When you start to have an effect from it, it seems to last for a while, which is kind of nice. But I'll probably put a little bit of, like I said, maybe even Vaseline or the thickest moisturizer that I have down here to protect this part. And now it's sunscreen season, so I've got to layer that on top of it as well. Well, anyhow, that's a whole other experiment, right? So if you find this interesting, make sure that you like and you subscribe. That way I'll know if you maybe want me to make a follow-up in another 6 months, because I intend to keep going with this. And so we'll see a before and after a year has passed, but you need to have a little bit of patience with me for that, obviously. Yeah, I'll put up another video here for you to check out that has to do with skincare. Thanks so much for watching and spending your time here with me. We'll see you in the next video.